My name's Angel Corey. I wanted to take some time and share with you the story of my children and the love and relationship and the journey that I've been on. I think it is the best way to understand the impact and the damage caused by a real issue that occurs in America to 22 million parents, known as parental alienation syndrome. I think in order for you to first understand what is lost, you have to really understand what is treasured. And for me, family is the greatest treasure. So, I guess for you to understand my journey, the first thing you'd have to know is that I could not have children. Even though it was the thing I wanted most in this life, it was the one thing God denied me. At least I thought that's what he did. In reality, instead of letting me have children, he made me a mother because he knew that 4 amazing children would need one. There's no greater calling, folks. But first, let me tell you the story of my daughter, Reagan. My ex-husband was adopted, and we had found his biological family, and in that he had an older sister. Her name was Vanessa. In time, Vanessa had a child who we just spoiled rotten and loved. Thanksgiving in 1999, my ex-husband went to visit his biological family, and while there, she was visiting as well. I don't remember why I was at home. I may not have felt well, but I didn't go. But the phone rings, and it's my ex-husband, or then husband, and he says, how would you like to be a mother? Now, we had already been through a year of fertility work to find out that I couldn't have kids. So the question was intriguing. And I said I would love it. Why? He said, Vanessa's pregnant and she wants us to be mom and dad. And I remember my hands just going up to God and saying yes, because I knew it was going to happen. She was 6 months pregnant, or 6 weeks pregnant. And that meant I was going to be a mom in August, September. How exciting. How blessed. And the first 6 months went amazing. And then she backed out. And it took a lot of prayer. And I realized that even if God didn't intend for me to be this child's mother, it was my duty to be the best aunt I could possibly be. So with that, my sister and I went to the store. We bought a bunch of groceries, and we went over to Vanessa's apartment, and we talked to her landlord who let us in, and we stocked all the cupboards and shelves, and I simply left a note on the counter and said, I love you. Later that day, I got a call from Vanessa, and I said, look, it's okay, I understand. But I still want to be your sister, and I still want to be a part of your life and these children's lives. Can I be your birth partner? She said yes. So the next 3 months were amazing. And then we get the call. She's in labor. And I go to the hospital, and I'm there, and oh God, what an experience, like a father almost. And then the news came that there was meconium staining, and that she had what was called, I believe, a strep infection. And that the baby could potentially be born blind, with some congenital issues, etc. And I left the room, and I went down to the chapel, and I just prayed. I just begged to God, please, please let this child be okay. Whatever burden you intended to put on this child, put on me. But let her be okay. Let the baby be okay. We didn't know if it was a boy or a girl at that time. So I go back up, and before I enter the curtain, I hear, where's Angel? And I bust through the curtains. Dun, dun, dun. Here I am. And she laughs. And within 45 minutes, I got this leg over my shoulder, and this blue creature is produced and placed on her chest. And at that moment, she looked down at the baby, and she looked at me and she said, "What are you going to name your daughter?" I was so unprepared. That was a Monday. I brought her home on Tuesday. I had to go to work on Wednesday. But I was true to my word. Her mother was about to be homeless. So I brought her and her little girl home with us. And I would go to work every day, a mother in the morning, wondering all day if I was going to come home an aunt. Because whatever Vanessa decided, it was okay. I did become her mother. And I was her mother until she was 15 years of age, when I last saw her in 2016. She was my dream. She was everything. I was her servant. She never realized that. She used to like to say, "You're mean." And I'd say, "I'm the meanest mama you'll ever have." Because my job is to make you a good person, a functional, good person in this world. And if I do my job right, we'll be best friends when you're 20, 30, 40 years old. I ultimately adopted 3 other children, and she would come up to me and in front of them say, "I was born in your belly." And I would say, "Honey, all of my babies were born in my heart." When a parent loses a child, it's the worst thing in the world, and I would never wish that on anyone. But victims of past suffer as such. We're not seen as surviving parents, but that's what we are. We won't see our children graduate. I didn't. We won't go to those events at school. I didn't. We won't be there when their hearts break or when they're happy. I wasn't. We won't see them marry or hold our grandchildren or be called grandma. I won't. But I also don't have a grave to lay flowers on. I can't say I knew my child loved me. I will never be seen as a victim of losing my child. But I will feel all of those pains and all of that hurt. I won't hear them say, "I love you. I miss you. How are you?" They won't be there for Christmases and birthdays and Thanksgivings. And they won't be there when I'm old. My biggest fear was growing old and dying alone. And past has made sure that that's my future. You can't understand past if you don't understand what is lost.